Jaron Boots Ennis speaks on Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. The negotiations taking, quite a while. That's what I'll talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I just watched an interview with the very talented up-and-comer welterweight, future champion, future star, YSM Sports Media, link in the description. They conducted the interview. And Jaron Boots Ennis spoke his thoughts on, obviously, a fight in his division that a lot of people are checking for and looking towards, and that's Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. As of me recording this video, the fight has not been confirmed or announced. Some people have hope that it will be next based on the fact that it's being almost selected as far as like you can bet on who you believe on betting sites and things like that, FanDuel, etc. You can bet on who you believe will win the fight. Now, just to quickly dismiss that, I'm not saying the fight won't happen because I have my fingers crossed that it will happen. However, you can't really go based solely off of betting sites or even BoxRec, and this is not an admonishment on BoxRec or saying that BoxRec is not reliable, because I get a lot of information from BoxRec. However, there are times, even with BoxRec, the best of them, and then BoxRec is like the gold standard for, fight announcements and matchups and where did it take place, etc. And I've noticed even on BoxRec, there have been some fights that have been premature and they called for the fight and then the fight didn't actually happen. That has happened on a few occasions. Like, I don't know if it was this fight specifically, but let's just say Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. That is the type of fight where I've seen, and then it'll be on BoxRec, on betting sites and different things like that, because they were selling it. ESPN was reporting it, and I told you that fight wouldn't happen. What about Deontay Wilder, etc.? And it was being promoted. They were saying, oh, the Saudi Arabia princes have put down a major bid, and they were telling you how much money Anthony Joshua was going to get, how much money Tyson Fury is going to get, the site fee. And to the day of me recording this video, that a fight hasn't been announced. So I wouldn't go just solely off that. Boxing is a fickle sport. They're probably working on things in the negotiation, and hopefully they get it across the line. And sometimes it's just a matter of maybe there's a big specific date in which they want to announce the fight, even if it is done. So I'll look for an actual announcement from PBC or Terence Crawford's social media, Errol Spence social media, etc. Now, Jaron Boots Ennis was asked about the particular fight. Again, link in the description. And I like what he said. I'm just paraphrasing. You guys can click the link in the description and go check out the video in its entirety yourself. Again, link in the description. So it was good stuff. It was quick, 3-minute video. And Jaron Ennis was basically asked if he's bothered by the fight taking a while and, kind of getting impatient. And I really like Boots' answer. Boots basically said, no, I'm not, because at the end of the day, they want to make sure they're getting what they're worth. Basically, it's a big fight. You got Errol Spence. He's trying to get certain demands met. You got Terence Crawford. He's trying to get, make sure everything lines up. And you got to, with a fight like that, you got to cross your T's and dot your I's. And I can respect that from Jaron Boots Ennis. And I think with the proper head on his shoulders, and it looks like he has a good team, he comes from a fight city like Philly. I like that energy, because that's what it takes at the highest level. You got to understand, you never go against the machine, don't go against your team and things like that. And I just like he's level-headed, to be young. Some people, like, for example, look at the difference between Ryan Garcia and Jaron Boots Ennis, if you will. They're both pretty young, probably around the same age, but the code of conduct is completely different. Whereas I just told you, Jaron Ennis, and again, you guys could go look at the interview and peep it yourself, but he was very humble. Like he was talking about Errol Spence as a mandatory, and I'll get to that. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the end of this video. In the last 30 days, I looked at my YouTube analytics and it showed me something. It showed me in the last 30 days, 50% of the people that watch my content on YouTube for free subscribe. The other 50% of you did not. So we can change that right now. Please, It helps spread the word, reach one, teach one. The more of you guys show these signals and engagement signs to YouTube, the better it is, so we can spread the message and grow organically, which is what I like to do. So please make sure you guys SLC, subscribe, like, and comment to the video. Jaron Ennis, if we're being realistic, he has every reason to be impatient. He's young. He's looking dangerous. He says he's ready for either Crawford or Errol Spence. Errol Spence holds the IBF belt. In fact, that was the first belt that Errol Spence Jr. collected by beating Kell Brook. So basically, realistically, I'm from Sheffield, and I had to fight Errol because Amir Khan didn't want to fight me with the chocolate right hand brownie. And Errol Spence went across the pond to the UK and did the dang thing, made Kell Brook take a knee like Colin Kaepernick, and in the end, he handled business and stopped Kell Brook to become the IBF champion. That was the first belt, as I mentioned, man down, and he put it on a piece of jewelry. So that being said, fast forward to the future, you've seen other people come up in the welterweight division, namely the person that you've seen at the title of this video, Jaron Boots Ennis, and he's looking like one of the next generations. Him, the Gary Antoine Russells, Shakur Stevensons, Devin Haney, and Brandon Lees, and David Morrell. You got this new class of fighter that's looking, David Benavidez is young, you know, this new class of fighter, and they're looking like they're next up. So at welterweight, it's definitely looking like Jaron Boots Ennis is next up. You also got Conor Benn, I don't know his age, but Virgil Ortiz Jr. And to me, it's looking like Jaron Boots Ennis has the highest ceiling. That's from a skills perspective. And it's not even just my perspective. You got TBE, Floyd Mayweather. I ain't got to worry about easy work. HBO need to fire your. You don't know about boxing. And he said, who the F is this Boots Ennis dude? He can fight. This muff can fight. So if you're getting props from TBE, you know it's real. Because I don't think Floyd is going, you know, just put the Midas touch on you if it ain't looking like gold. Because if you remember, just to show you how much respect Floyd has for the fight game, he don't just give that. Because I remember years ago when Canelo Triple G 1 was the subject, Floyd did an interview and he's like, Triple G, he cool. He ain't got no special effects. But he was like basically just saying Triple G was all right. But from what Leonard Ellerby, head of Mayweather Promotions, said, he seemed very, very impressed with Jaron Boots Ennis. So back to the story, Jaron Boots Ennis, he's looking like next up. He's young, he's dangerous, he's calling out everybody, and he's the mandatory in line for the IBF, which is held by Errol Spence Jr. So he could easily have this bias or unrealistic perspective and say, nah, give me my shot. I don't care about any of that. Because that's what you see from a lot of guys. Like I said, look at Jaron Ennis, he's young. Look at Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has a fight signed against Javier Fortuna, but he keep talking about Gervonta Davis. So me, I'm a realistic person. So I like to see and hear realistic things. And Jaron Boots Ennis sounds like he understands the magnitude of the undisputed fight with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. And I don't doubt at all, because he even said it and talked about fighting Errol Spence. He said, yeah, we could get down if something were to happen to that fight. He would definitely take that fight, or, you know, any fight like that. So I could respect it, and I could respect that, you know, he's a boxing fan enough to know that that's the fight that needs to happen and his time will come. So I really respect the patience and the humility shown by Jaron Boots Ennis in this interview. Let me know how I did in this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, SLC, subscribe, like, and comment. You dig. And I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.